help you make the bond?
In the beginning, I did. I tried contacting my son, and he's just not answering my calls.
You mentioned that your bond, I believe either you or your attorney mentioned that your bond is a total of $600,000. Have you had conversations with a bond company to find out how much you would have to pay to get out?
No, not personally. I'm in lockdown. I'm 1 hour a day. It's hard to shower and make phone calls and make sure my area is clean and do other things that I need to do.
Understood. But have you reached out to maybe anyone who you're speaking to get them to try to find out how much money you would have to put down to make the bonds as they currently are?
They're supposed to be finding out for me, but they haven't told me anything yet.
Defense counsels mentioned that if you were able to get out on bond, that you would be able to perhaps be on GPS home arrest, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned that you would be staying at an address in Bexar County somewhere, correct?
Yes, sir.
Would you be staying at that address with your husband, Ramon Preciado, who's a co-defendant in this case?
Yes, sir.
So the address you would plan on going to, your co-defendant and your husband would also be living at that address?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Romanos, what type of employment did you have at the time that you went into custody for this offense?
At the time, I helped my husband with his HVAC business, making phone calls, making schedules, helping with the equipment, things like that.
Is that a position that you are still able to go to if you are out on bond? Are you still able to help your husband with his AC company if you were on bond and on house arrest?
To be quite honest, I'm hoping that I can. I would know until I'm actually put in that situation that I can be out and be able to do that.
I guess what I'm asking is the job that you had when you went into jail, is that job even a reality at this point? Does your husband still have the ability to have an AC business that you could work and have employment there?
To be quite honest, I'm not sure, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Tom?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Preciado, Ms. Romanos, we talked about,
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. The bonds that are set, they've been set since December of 2024, and I know that back then there were discussions about with other members of family and friends about trying to raise that money, and that money was not able to be raised at that time. And as I understand it, you have no idea what happened to the funds from the sale of the house. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
Okay. And as far as getting out and being able to work, I've indicated, is it your understanding that you very well might not be allowed to do anything other than get out of the jail if you make bond, go home, and wherever that home is, go somewhere and just be forced to stay there under house arrest and not leave that address? Is that correct?
That's
Right.
starting to be my understanding, yes, sir.
ma'am. And I've also indicated to you it's possible that you might not be allowed to have contact with your co-defendant if released. Do you understand? We remember that discussion as well?
Now, can you refresh my memory on that,
Yeah,
please?
You may have to have an address not living with the court may order that you not be allowed to be around your co-defendant as a condition of your bond. Do you remember when we discussed that as well? You may have to have another in other words, you may have to have another address.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay. And how long has it been since you said you've lost you haven't spoken to your son? He was the one in charge of the contents of the house. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all I have.
Nothing from the state, right?
All right. Do you have any other?
No more evidence, Judge.
All right. So you're resting on evidence?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Judge. The state would offer a couple of exhibits to the court. Judge, the first exhibit we have is State's Exhibit 1, which is a copy of the prosecution guide from this case. Judge, I will say it's 171 pages long, but I'll offer that to the court for their review. I previously tendered that to defense counsel for any objection.
Objection?
None, Judge, for the purposes of this hearing.
Additionally, Judge, I have State's Exhibits 2 and 3. And while we're offering all of them, I'll offer also 3 and 4.
You already said 2 and 3.
You said 2 and 3.
I'm sorry,
So you got
4 and 5.
4 and 5. Okay.
And I have also previously tendered those to defense counsel. State's Exhibit 2 and 3 are photos from the scene involved in the case where the bodies are recovered.
Objections?
None, Judge.
Admitted.
And Judge, I also have State's Exhibits 4 and 5, which are surveillance videos. State's Exhibit 4 is a surveillance video from the house where Ms. Romanos lived at the time. And State's Exhibit 5 is apartment surveillance from the area where the bodies were found. I may allow the court to look at the prosecution guide. After that, I can show you these. They'll become more.
I think that will make more sense, but you're moving to admit them at this point. So 4 and 5.
No objection.
Admitted. All right. Do you have more that you're going to admit?
That's it, Judge. Those are the things that I'm going to admit for
Give me
purpose.
some time.
Yes, Judge.
Your Honor, pardon the interruption. Is that a better view?
That is a very good view. Thank you.
Thank you.